For example, with this one, Mercury is going to be retrograde from the 10th of May to the 3rd of June 2022.
Right.
It will retrograde at 4 degrees of Gemini, and it will go all the way back to 26 Taurus. So you can see this here. It's 26 Taurus, and it's in direct motion. It's not retrograde at the time, and that's on the 26th of April. And it will be another 13 days or something until it will actually be retrograde. But during this period, you can kind of already get glitches as we're experiencing, because it will retrograde at 4 degrees of Gemini, go all the way back to 26 Taurus. It will stop there and start going forward again. But the retrograde shadow period doesn't finish until it actually passes that 4 degrees, till it gets back to where it was when it first started going retrograde.
This gives people a chance to redo whatever they were doing. If you were, doing something, it gives you a chance to revisit that event that you were supposed to learn something about or get a lesson from it. That's the purpose of retrogrades, is they're meant to have you revisit an issue.
Yeah, you're literally going back over old ground. Mercury has just covered those degrees in the zodiac, and now it's like, oh, I forgot something. I better go back. I've got to go back and review that, redo it, re-edit, reevaluate. Re is a very good, anything that starts with re is very good during Mercury retrograde.
Yes. Restart.
Yes, restart. So, yeah, so if you're watching on the video, you can see roundabout it's slowing down. That's what this S here means. It's stationing. And then it will retrograde on the 10th.
Right.
You can see that it's still ahead of the sun at this time, but the sun is going to slowly start catching up until they get to the point where they have another conjunction, which looks like it's going to be about the 21st of May. Then the sun will pull ahead because Mercury is still going backwards. Sun will pull ahead until Mercury starts to slow down again because it's going to change direction again.
Yeah, now it's stationing and it's going back in the direct motion.
And it's about this time that Mercury is far enough away from the sun and it's at its most western elongation, and it appears as the morning star at this stage because it rises before the sun. And then eventually,
this is still that shadow period that it was in. Now it is 4 degrees. We'll be clear of that retrograde kind of energy that we were in. So that's all the way till June 18th.
Yeah. What I think about with retrograde shadow, how I kind of explain it to people is like, you've left the house and you halfway to the store, you remember you've forgotten your wallet and you stop and then you reverse, you backtrack. But, just because you didn't start reversing, which is when the retrograde starts, your journey actually started when you left the house, even though you don't stop until about halfway, to the store. You backtrack all the way. And when you get home, you pick up your wallet because you forgot it. And that's fine. Then you go forward again. So the retrograde's finished, but it doesn't really count until you caught up to where you stopped when you first were halfway to the shops and realized, oh, I haven't got my wallet. I've got to go back. That retro shadow period doesn't finish until you actually get to where you stop.
Where you remembered you forgot your wallet. Okay, well, we'll plug through this because it's this Mercury retrograde, and we're going to do that. It was frozen. Mercury retrograde.
We're having a lot of fun here today, aren't we?
It is. It is, but you know what? That is
going off.
It is what
Donna
part
getting
of life.
Frozen.
Yeah.